I was like still writing like the subtitles and stuff on a video that I just channeled, and like I think I slipped my hand and then it just posted on my story. So that was definitely more of like a today type of message. And if anyone who comes across that, specifically if you're like around high school age, freshman in college, like a really young age, that might resonate with you in particular. So check that out. It's on my story. All right, but I'm just doing channel messages right now. So let me just shuffle. I don't want to waste time with this. Okay, so the song Scott Street by Phoebe Bridgers is playing in my head, and that's like a very like nostalgic type of like visiting your hometown, catching up with people you haven't seen in a long time. And like the lyrics, like, do you feel ashamed when you hear my name? That's like the bridge of her song. Okay, so that could resonate with some people. You could like Phoebe Bridgers, you could like Boy Genius, but also the lyrics, like, anyway, don't be a stranger, and it just keeps going like, anyway, don't be a stranger. Okay, like it just keeps playing. So some of you again could resonate with that song and like the themes of that song in particular. Some of you could have like revisited your hometown recently, like you haven't been there in a while and you're sort of catching up with some people, but it does bring up some like, you know, kind of bittersweet feelings. Okay, we have a lot of page energy, so I feel like this is more of a young energy and like a kind of an immature energy. Maybe for instance, some of you could have ran into like an old crush that you had, like an old love interest that you had when you were younger, someone you used to date, or just someone you kind of liked and you never really expressed your feelings towards them. Okay, I'm seeing the Justice card. Okay, first of all, the name Justin could be relevant in general, but that's just like a little more specific. But I feel like with the Justice card, that's like the only major arcana right now. Some of you could be sort of receiving justice, like either just kind of speaking your piece or saying something to this particular person, you know, just to put it out there, just to put it out in the open, get it off your chest. If you never really said anything when you were younger, if you never said anything when you went to school together, you kind of want to like address something now because so much time has passed. Okay. Yeah, some of you could just be rekindling in general with like old friends from high school. Again, old friends from your hometown who you haven't seen in a long time. With that whole anyway, don't be a stranger. There could be some people that like, you were really close to at the time, and you really have not kept in touch with them in a very long time. Also, like, I feel like this reading is very connected to the other reading that I did, which is on my story. Okay, so you know, some of you could have had people from high school or whatever that you really should have been closer friends with, like they were more genuine friends, but you have this like one friend group that you were closer to, and maybe they ended up being bad friends. You guys ended up having a falling out by the time you graduated high school or something, and you kind of wish that you could go back and be friends with these other people. Okay, with the do you feel ashamed when you hear my name, that could either apply to like old friends that have maybe wronged you a little bit or like sort of betrayed you, backstabbed you or whatever, or like if you see yourself as like a disappointment or something with a certain group of people that you could have been closer to. Okay, I just feel like something about these friendships didn't really get a chance to fully blossom. It could have been like a very superficial type of thing. Like you could have just seen them in the hallway. Maybe you hung out with them once or twice. I'm seeing Spin the Bottle. Maybe you could have gone to like a graduation party or like some type of pool party or something with a specific group of friends and didn't really say anything. Some of you could have had a friend of like the opposite sex, or like really I'm inclusive for both, for any sexuality, but you know the sex of whatever you're attracted to. So if you're straight, the opposite sex. If you're gay, the same sex. But you could have had a certain friend or like an acquaintance that maybe like you liked them or they liked you, and it may have been unrequited, and they never really, like I said, they may have never really told you how they felt about you. And then if you're seeing them recently, they could be the ones to be like, you know what, I've always liked you. And some of you could be like just trying it out, dating, or just becoming a little bit closer, okay? Some of you could have liked this friend's friend, okay? Like, you could have always had a crush on friends that they introduced you to, but never them. And they could have felt like, damn, I really like this person. Like, I've always been friends with them, but I've always had a crush on them, and they never really liked me back. Like almost like a TV show type of situation. And I feel like that's a very common thing to happen, but coming back and getting together might be a different story, okay? Very, very few of you could end up like marrying this person, okay? If you're into astrology, to check your chart and see if there's any like hint of like your future spouse being someone that you knew from childhood, okay? Or, again, just be dating. I feel like the month of May is very significant for like some love connection. So it could have been like someone who's had their eye on you for a long time, and it might not really be who you expect, but they could reach out to you. They could be newly single, and they might want to reach out to you and be like, listen, I know we were always friends in like high school, but I've always liked you, and they could just be like doing that, okay? Because like the Page of Cups is like that, like a message of love, and then Page of Wands is like kind of taking action, okay? You could find yourself being like very attracted to them now, like as you're a little bit older, and maybe like things could get a little steamy. Maybe you guys 6:33. Some of you guys could be like kind of hooking up with them, going on a date with them, kissing them, whatever, and then they just kind of are a little upfront about their feelings because in the past they never took action. Okay, King of Wands in the reverse. In the past, they could have never really had taken action, never really said anything. Okay, Ace of Swords in the reverse, just like their throat chakra is blocked. Maybe like they found you to be a little intimidating, or again, you could have always liked other people. We have the Lovers. Okay, I didn't expect this to be like a love reading, honestly. I was not expecting that. But yeah, we have the Lovers card. So yeah, some of you could literally be getting together with someone that really could have been or should have been like almost like a high school sweetheart or something. Okay, you could have known them for a really long time. You're in math class, okay? They could have always dated someone when you were younger, but it's almost like they were trying to distract themselves from you because they never felt that you liked them back, okay? And again, you could have liked their friends, you could have just liked other people. It's like every time they introduce you to someone, you're like, who's your friend? And they're kind of just like, why don't you notice me? And for some of you, you could have known this. You could have known they liked you, but you just didn't really feel the same way. But yeah, for some of you, that could be changing. You could be looking at them a little differently recently, especially if you moved away from your hometown and you came back home recently and you're seeing them again for the first time. Okay, the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, I just kind of feel like they're not going to hold these feelings to themselves anymore. I feel like, because they're going to be like, this is almost like a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. I don't see them that often. I just want to tell them that I like them or whatever. Oh my god, I heard the name Chase. So someone could be named Chase, but I'm just thinking of like Chase and Zoe, like Zoe 101. How Chase always had a crush on Zoe, but they were friends. And like I don't know if it was canon that Zoe always oh my god, I'm also hearing Freddie and Carly. If you watch the iCarly reboot, like they do end up together, but like when they were younger, he always liked her. And I think Miranda Cosgrove said, I think Carly always liked Freddie, but she just never acted on it. But then once they were adults, they did get together, and that was kind of like the entire reboot was sort of about them getting together. But yeah, so Carly and Freddie, and Zoe and Chase were like, you sort of friend zone this person, but they've always had a crush on you, and then eventually you guys got together. Ooh. And again, this is just a younger audience. It's really a sweet energy, okay? Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's like, it could sort of be like an offer, sort of an offer, but it's almost like it's always been there. So it's not like a new energy of an offer, okay? Nine of Cups. It could be something that like a wish fulfillment, like again, either for you or the other person. Like, oh, if I've always wanted to be with this person, it's like a dream come true. I'm finally with this person. Okay, I don't really know. Okay, very slow moving energy. Like this has kind of been years in the making for a lot of you, but it's like they're finally just gonna kind of go for it and tell you something. Okay, and they're a lot more stable and mature and balanced as an adult than they were when they were younger. Okay.